I'm Clara Saraceno, and I'm a professor here in the Faculty of Electrical Engineering and Information Technology of the University of Bochum. So what we research on is on laser systems and how to use them to generate terahertz light. So this is our role in terahertz.NRW, I guess, too. We try to find ways to understand how increasing the average power of the lasers results in an increase of average power in the terahertz region. So increasing the average power in the terahertz region is one of the holy grails that prevents a lot of applications from happening. So we focus on trying to achieve that while at the same time understanding the generation mechanisms and how things can be improved in efficiency and in performance as well. I was lucky enough to be in a family where one family member was already a scientist. So my father is a physicist, and I guess early on I was just interested in a very uninformed way. So he's a theoretician, so nothing to do with what I do. So he studied quantum chaos. But I remember going to his office and seeing all these equations and all these little drawings of chaotic circuits and things that were fascinating somehow. And that, of course, early on sparks a lot of interest. Then I guess I was lucky also to meet a lot of teachers early on in school, so that I think is always where things start. And you have encouragement from an early age to follow up on scientific tracks. What really then focused what I do now and what gave it somehow a real spark is when I moved to Switzerland for my PhD. So I worked in a very inspiring environment where we had a lot of independence, and we could all make our own mistakes, learn our own, be our own scientists, be our own boss. So I guess that was really what made it for me that this is the type of career I want. So I wanted to become my own master, let's say, and decide what research areas are interesting and try to pursue them. Yeah. I would say the strongest influence I had in how I do science now and how things are also in my group was, again, my PhD supervisor. So she was a woman. She was also, by the way, the first woman in the physics department at ETH in Zurich, so a very well-known institution for technical disciplines. And she was just very open in terms of giving people power, giving them recognition, and letting them somehow thrive in the field. And that was always very inspiring. And the way she took things is she would empower people to do their own science within a successful framework, right? So that was always like that. So you are in my group, you benefit from the recognition, but you get your own image and you do your own thing, and that is I think a very successful recipe, right? So try to do that also in my team. And for the research topics, I still do part of the research inspired here from what I was doing there. So all the development of ultra-fast lasers, all the know-how I got in that experience. So that, of course, shaped what I do, because those are the basic tools we use also to then generate terahertz light, etc. Right? So one of the big, I would say the special things of our group is we have that know-how from the laser community, and we use it for another community that's the terahertz one, right? So we have special tools that nobody else has, I would say. The main advantage of being a researcher, and I think everybody knows this, is the freedom you have to go in the directions that you like, right? I think this is probably the biggest advantage. The disadvantage that results from this a little bit is that, well, sometimes you can stretch yourself too far, right? So you have so much freedom, you can get into millions of things, you can do more scientific management, you can do very detailed research, you can do boards, you can do everything if you want, right? But that has a tendency of stretching you sometimes too far. And so you have to also learn to know your limits, right?